It's my very great welcome indeed, my great pleasure to welcome to the programme one Bill Sharpe. Hello, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Welcome to the programme, Bill. I was saying to you off air, actually, that I'm absolutely thrilled to be talking to you because Shakatak was what I grew up with in my disco days and back in the days of Radio Bahrain, when, in fact, you came out to Bahrain, didn't you, and did a couple of concerts out there.
We did. We had a little stint. We played in Bahrain. We played the Gulf Hotel, and then we also, I think we went to Abu Dhabi, and we did a few around the Middle East, which was all that part of the world, which was great actually. In the Bahrain, I think we played a couple of times actually, and it was always a really good time there. So yes, we got some nice memories of those days.
Do you know, I can actually picture it like it was yesterday, Bill, you playing at the Gulf Hotel. And I know there's several of my friends from the Middle East who are going to be listening in this morning, actually, to hear what you have to say. They were good days back in Bahrain. Why did you go to the Middle East, though? Because you just had this hit, hadn't you, Down on the Street, which was your first... your second hit, I think, wasn't it?
We had a few before that. We had the first one, I can do my nerd knowledge. We had about three before Down on the Street. We had Easier Said Than Done, then we had Nightbirds, Darkest of Night, and then 1984, I think this came out in the spring of 1984, so it was kind of like a bit of a summer hit, which was good timing because it has got that summery feel. Obviously, I know it's a nice sunny morning this morning, so it's not too bad to play on a day like today. But yes, no, I mean it's hard to believe it's nearly 40 years ago, which is scary.
I was amazed when I looked myself at the dates that you released and had your hit records, and I was amazed that it was 40 years ago. Time really does go so quickly, doesn't it? Yeah. And since, of course, you've had those hit records and you've been out to Bahrain, you've kind of spent your life travelling all over the world, haven't you?
Yes, I mean we're very lucky, really. I mean we never stop touring. I mean we do. In those days, you have sections where you do big tours and stuff, but nowadays we might have a week off or a few weeks off here and there. But we're still busy. I mean this year, especially in the late summer, early autumn, we went to Cape Town, then we were in Japan, then we went to Slovakia, then we went to Mallorca, and so we're still travelling a lot and still really enjoying it. And it's the amazing thing as well is not many bands have that, but we're still the original lineup. And I kind of do this slight joke at at one point during our live show, and I just say that it's amazing we're all still alive, which I know you can't really joke about, but it's quite something really. After all this time, 43 years since we got together back in 1980, and we're still doing it and still really enjoying it too.
It's quite incredible. I was talking to the 3 Degrees, funny enough, the other day, and of course their lineup has changed quite dramatically over the years indeed. But you've got Jill, Roger and George still all in the band. What is the secret of keeping the band together like that?
Well, I think, we were all kind of, we knew each other before the success, so to speak, so we've sort of been friends. And also, I think when we had our success, we were a bit older. We weren't teenagers. Like say when you look back at when the Beatles were starting to have their hits, and a lot of bands that had been so amazingly successful, and you look at their age, they were so young, really. We were probably 10 years older than that. So our success really happened in our mid to late 20s. So I think that made a difference as well. We were sort of perhaps we weren't quite so. We had a little more life experience, perhaps, which helped. But generally we've always got on pretty well. And I think the important thing is that we do have breaks in between working, so we're not with each other all the time because everybody needs a break from each other now and then. And so we come back into it and we're still enjoying it, still fresh and still having fun. I think we probably have more fun now than we did then. I mean, back in the heyday, so to speak, we were literally working non-stop. It was really, really busy. Nowadays we're busy, but we've got enough time to sit back and enjoy it and think, well, I've been there and I've been there, and just take time to appreciate everything.
Yeah, I mean, and you've travelled all over the world, and you're coming to Bury StEdmunds very soon, aren't you?
Yes, which is great, because a couple of us actually live in Suffolk, so that's nice to have the sort of local connection as well. Fortunately, it's about only 20 minutes for me to get to the venue. So it's a nice, easy gig.
Well, I had no idea.
I'm looking forward to that one because it's I mean, Bury. I have to say, Bury is a lovely town. I think it's one of the nicest towns in the country, to be honest. I know this part of the world quite well, and it's just it's a lovely county. So it's lovely being up here. And as I say, obviously it's local for some of us, and it's a lovely theatre as well. We played there quite a few years ago, once I think before. So it's really nice to be going back. And at this time of year, obviously, it's getting a little bit more Christmassy and stuff, and so all the stuff that's up in Bury at the moment, the Helter Skelter and the Ferris wheel and everything. I think they do a nice job making it look very Christmassy.
I had no idea that you lived in Suffolk as well. It's amazing who we rub shoulders with in our locale, actually, Bill. And it's great to have you on the programme, I must say. You can probably hear in the background, actually, you will have heard, I've got Nightbirds playing in the background. That, of course, your first ever hit single, wasn't it?
It was actually the second one.
Shows what I know.
The first one was a song called Easier Said Than Done, which was the kind of early 1982, and then Nightbirds came out in the spring of 82, and it was our second. But it was the song, actually, that kind of made our career become more international. It was a massive hit in Japan and all over the Far East. And so we started to tour in the Far East a lot more because that song, and I have to say, I mean, as I say, we go to Japan a lot, and we play in the Far East a fair bit. And it's still an incredibly popular song, and it's lovely because when we start playing it, and obviously you've got the introduction, it stops, and I play the little piano melody, and everybody goes bonkers. So it's just it's a lovely thing to still have that reaction. And I know we've played it 1,000 times plus, but when people react to it like that, it still gives you the adrenaline, and the fact that people still love listening to it is such a great thing.
You really do have an international following in a way that many, many bands haven't achieved. And your sound is always so fresh, isn't it? And probably because of your piano, I should imagine.
I guess with the early records like Nightbirds, I mean, they were kind of like I say we played them live in the studio, but there was no at that time the technology wasn't sort of as advanced as it is today. So what you hear on the record is us playing, really. So I think, and in a way, that might make it sound less dated because we weren't using drum machines and too many synthesizers and all that technology and stuff. So I like to think perhaps that gives it the fact that it sort of stood the test of time.
It's a fabulous sound. It really is a fabulous sound, always sounding so very, very fresh. And so you're taking your sound to the Apex at Bury StEdmunds. That's December the 4th, I think, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's next Monday.
Wonderful.
So not long to go.
So what do you think the future holds for Shakatak then, Bill?
Well, we do have a new album which came out a month or so ago called Eyes of the World. So we're still making new music. We'll be playing a few songs from that album on the show next Monday, the 4th of December. Plug. And I think that's the thing for us. I mean, we're booking stuff in for the next few years, and still, it's still the diary. Sometimes, you get to the beginning of the year and everything's looking a bit blank, and then suddenly, it all fills up. You do have to book ahead a lot these days to get into theatres and venues and stuff. So it's still looking good. I mean, the work-wise, people still want to come and see us. The shows pretty much always sell out, which is great. As I say, we have a new album coming out. We've got a few other bits coming out next year, and then we'll make some new music in the future. But I think we're at the stage now where we're reliant on making sure we'll stay healthy, stay alive, and still carry on enjoying doing it. That's the key.
Well, listen, Bill, you certainly sound happy enough, I have to tell you that, and I'm extremely grateful for your coming on to Park Radio and telling us about not only your music and your life and your international travel, but also, of course, give me a quick plug for the Apex and your concert there on December the 4th as well. And you mentioned there are a few more tickets left, is that right?
I think actually it's about sort of 10 or 15 tickets left, so it's nearly sold out, which is brilliant for a Monday night, I have to say.
Listen,
so we're very pleased with that, and we're really looking forward to it. It's a lovely town, and it's a lovely theatre, and it'll just be well, I spend a lot of time there anyway, but for everybody else, they can enjoy being in a lovely part of the world. So, as I say, really looking forward to it.
Well, Bill, I hope you have a great concert. I know you will. I just think it's going to be a fantastic night all round. And I'm very grateful for your being with us on the programme here today. Hopefully you'll come back at some stage in the future as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, just give us a buzz. You know my phone number. You don't know where I am.
No, but I know you're in Suffolk, so you can't be too far away.
I am indeed. I'm very lucky.
Bill Sharpe from Shakatak, thanks ever so for being on the programme today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.